Hey everybody, it's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and I'm up here at the farm today waiting for some guys to put some flooring in, and I had a little time on my hands, so I wrote a little poem for you. It was the night before tariffs, and all through the White House, the aides were in a panic, including the orange louse. The tariffs they had announced the previous week with such glee were bringing the U.S. economy to its knees. Trump cried out between Big Mac infusions, "Why have my tariffs caused so much confusion?" Stephen Miller stepped up with a Roman salute and said, "If you follow my plan, it will soon all be moot. We will call the leaders to the South and the North, and our demands for security you can loudly bellow forth." So the Cheeto-in-chief with small shaky hands called the Mexican president with his list of demands. Put more troops on the border to stop the immigrant flow, and put tanks in Sonora as quick as they'll go. Build programs to help with your people's addiction, and do it now, do it today, to stop the immigrant affliction. President Scheinbaum's response was really quite bold. She put the orange Jesus on a 10-second hold. With a smile on her face and a chuckle in her voice, she shouted to her advisors as they all began to rejoice. Doesn't he know that he's asking for has already been done? We put 10,000 troops on the border in 2021. We sent tanks and special forces and a task force leader too. To meet his demands, there's nothing more for us to do. As her advisors chuckled and shook their heads, she unmuted Trump and faked a voice of dread. You drive a hard bargain, there's no doubt about that. We grant your demands, said the Cheshire Cat. With that, she hung up and looked around the great hall, and a glorious laugh was had by President Scheinbaum and all. Next came the call to Prime Minister Trudeau. Trump was on a roll, and his demands they would know. We want troops on the border and more teamwork in place. Of course, Mr. Trump, Trudeau said with a straight face. We want choppers and drones and fancy AI. We'll do it right now, Trudeau said with a twinkle in his eye. When the call ended, the Canadians had a pale lager. They knew they had just bested the Bone Spur draft dodger. He asked for items we promised already before that were already put in place in 2024. It cost us nothing to meet his demands. It's easy to beat the deal maker with small orange hands. The Mexicans and Canadians slept peacefully that night as they pondered their victories already in sight. And all through America, MAGA pounded their chest, too uninformed to realize that the orange Jesus had lost to the best. Well, I'm no William Shakespeare, but I hope you enjoyed. My name's Will. That's the poetry from the back 40. And I hope you have a great